when I came back and I told them I want to show America the way I see it, and supposedly they liked me for that for all those years. But I wanted to show the divide in America and how we could heal it. I wanted there to be a Trump hater and a Hillary hater in the same family, because that's what it was, that, and it still is. And that they still loved each other. They disagreed and sometimes they fought, but yet they still loved each other. And I thought that was so missing. And that's why I came back to television, because I thought I could address that and do something about it. I thought I could help make that funny, put a spotlight on it, converse about it, because it was just, a deadhead. You weren't able to say anything. So I think more than anything, like I always say, fascists, the two things they hate the most is dialogue and humor. And I hit the jackpot. And also race. They always tried to prevent me from saying anything about race and class. They allowed me to say things about class, but not race within class. Yeah. Because the working class of America is the most integrated class in America. And so I wanted to address that, like Dan Connor's partner was a black man, his partner in business is a black man, and his wife was one of my best friends in the Connor family. So Adela Barnes, who played the character. And we were able to converse. And I did not want to play the one who was the Trump lover in the show, but none of the other characters would do it.
You're kidding me.
No. And I said, it's too on the nose for me to be the Trump supporter in this family. It's too on the nose, on the head. But they wouldn't do it. He's the one I wanted to do it, but John Goodman didn't want to do it. Wow. So, it looked as if I was crusading, I think, to them.
Right.
But I had no choice. I wasn't crusading. What I wanted to do was to show both opinions. And, because I'm a fair person, and I thought America was about being fair and showing two sides of everything, When I tried to bring Black characters on my show in the beginning, I wanted one of the women in the factory, of course, I wanted to have everybody represented, because the working class, like I say, is so completely integrated.
Well, that's the point. It's much more integrated than the ruling class. The ruling class, they talk about race all the time, but they live in segregated neighborhoods. They send their kids to segregated schools. Where it really is, the working class is by far the most racially integrated class in the country.
Absolutely. Data shows that. But, because it's post-racial, whereas the elites, they're still in it because they can't leave it behind, because they make money they fundraise off it. So they have to keep it going so they can fundraise off ending it, but they live it. The first Black character on my show, they wanted to name her Juanita Epstein or something, after Whoopi Goldberg, of course. And it was despicable to me. And so I said, no, that was a big fight. And then in the factory, they would bring in all these Black people and they make them stand in the back. And I went to the New York Times and gave an interview and said, this can't be, from the producers of The Cosby Show. And anyway, so they hated me always. And then when I wanted to have a mixed race granddaughter, they about freaked out over that one. But I insisted, and so they said they couldn't find any mixed race girls to play the part. And
they always say in Hollywood, there's a shortage of actors and actresses. You can't find them. It's just too hard out there.
Especially if they're a little mixed race girl. They can't find none of them over there.
No, none.
Or in the United States. I said, well, maybe you could cast in Chicago or New York if you can't find any here. And they found a very dark-skinned girl who wasn't mixed. And I just loved her. And I said, oh, what the hell? I don't care, because I just loved her. And she was she had good comic timing. She was a little doll. Those people who said, when I'd say, we have to have Black writers in here because the working class is made up of, a lot of Black people. It's like, it's almost 30 to 40% Black, so we have to have Black writers to write this. Oh, no, we don't. These old Jewish men, they can write for Black people. And then it's watermelon jokes.
Right.
I'm not and I would just freak and say, no, we're not going to. Then don't say anything about race. Ignore it. Be post-racial. Don't say anything.
Roseanne, I have about 100
I would rather they said nothing than their ideas, which were despicable.
Of course.
And racist. But they're the ones who called me a racist.